What's up, guys? With the 2025 NFL Draft now over, let's evaluate the Chargers draft haul in terms of aspects such as team need, player fit, and draft value based on where they were taken and who was left on the board. So with their first round selection, the Los Angeles Chargers took the best player available on the board in North Carolina's Omarion Hampton, a bona fide RB1 who's a 3-down back with few weaknesses to his game. This past year, the 6', 221-pound back rushed for 1,660 yards on 281 attempts and 15 touchdowns, carrying an underwhelming Tar Heels team that struggled at the QB position after Drake May left for the Patriots last year. Despite that, he maintained a 5.9 yards per carry average, even as the team regressed significantly. But yeah, his physical run style is like that of a cement truck, plowing through defenders, while also offering decent pass protection on third downs, and the ability to be an outlet for passes, turning them into explosive plays. As a whole, Hampton elevates the ceiling of the Chargers' run game, which already has a higher floor than last year, with the upgrades made to the offensive line and the additions of Mekhi Becton and Andre James, while solidifying the position in the long haul. In the second round, the Chargers finally find their long-term answer to the X-receiver position in Trey Harris, the wide receiver out of Ole Miss, who should be the replacement of Mike Williams. In 8 games last season, he was able to rack up over 1,000 yards and was on pace to break Devonta Smith's Heisman Trophy season, but unfortunately got knocked out with a sports hernia injury. At 6'2", 205, he ran a 4.54 40-yard dash fresh off the injury and ranked 5th in the class in both man and press coverage, solving a key issue last year where opposing defenses ran a ridiculous amount of man coverage against the Chargers since they weren't able to separate at all. Along with that, according to PFF, he posted a 61.5% contested catch rate, which bodes well for the prototypical X role, to high-point balls thrown outside the numbers. But overall, Trey Harris is a massive weapon on the outside for Justin Herbert and fills the big body receiver they were missing all of last year, while also creating depth for the receiving corps, which was seen as a weakness heading into the draft. Next up, we got Ja'Marr Caldwell, the defensive tackle out of Oregon. To me, this pick is essentially a Poona Ford replacement at nose tackle, as the 6'2", 332-pound player has the same body type, which the Chargers saw firsthand how it can actually work at the NFL level. Starting off at Hutchinson Community College and Independence Community College, Caldwell then spent 2 years at Houston before transferring to Oregon for his final season. He's a quick twitch explosive athlete who's able to be a two-gapper and take up double teams. He did put on a bit more weight at Oregon this year, which is likely why his sack production dipped compared to his time in Houston. While playing for the Cougars, he had 2 field goal blocks, and this past year had 3 pass defenses, so he really knows how to use his arm to disrupt the QB's passing lanes. Ultimately, with how thin the interior defensive line group was, adding Ja'Marr Caldwell into the mix definitely helps bolster the group, though this felt like more of a needs pick than a value, as there were guys such as Michigan's Josiah Stewart still left on the board. To start out day 3, the Chargers solidified the edge rotation with Kyle Kennard from South Carolina, who spent the previous 4 years at Georgia Tech. I absolutely love this pick in terms of the caliber of player they're getting and the value, as a 6'4", 254-pound All-American led the SEC with 11.5 sacks, including one against LSU's Will Campbell, who went 4th overall to the Patriots this year, en route to winning the SEC Defensive Player of the Year and the Bronco Nagurski Award, which is given to the nation's best defender. And in case you're curious, here's a list of previous SEC Defensive Player of the Year players, which puts him in some solid company. Now, he does need to put on some weight in order to play the run, but I wouldn't worry too much with the world-class strength and conditioning program currently led by Ben Herbert at the Chargers. But yeah, overall, this is a phenomenal pick in terms of player production, need, and cultural fit with the Chargers, so yeah, this is an absolute slam dunk for me. I was honestly pretty surprised the Chargers double dipped at another outside receiver in the 5th round with Keandre Lambert-Smith, who at 6'1", 190 profiles as a Z receiver with his 4.37 speed. A 4-year starter at Penn State before transferring to Auburn, absolutely balled out this year, leading the team with 50 receptions, 981 receiving yards, and 8 touchdowns. He's also a threat at all 3 levels of the field and was top 10 in the nation in yards per catch at 19.6. Now, he does have a couple things to work on, as he had an 8.8% drop rate and only had a 36.6 contested catch rate, which is why he won't be an X receiver. But yeah, he'll definitely round out the position group and bring an explosive element that hasn't been seen since the legendary Jalen Guyton. Oh yeah, and he's actually the nephew of Cam Chancellor, the former safety for the Seattle Seahawks. 11 picks later, the Chargers trade up to grab Oronde Gadsden II, the tight end out of Syracuse. I think it was an appropriate value to grab him here, and at 6'5", 243 pounds, he was definitely the best pure receiving tight end left on the board. The former wide receiver was the focal point of the Syracuse offense and racked up 73 receptions, 948 receiving yards, and 7 touchdowns last year. Now, he's definitely not a traditional wide tight end and is essentially a big slot receiver that doesn't offer much in the blocking department. However, we know that's Uncle Will Dissly's thing and not what he was brought in to do. But yeah, overall, I think he fits the needs of the Chargers in a long-term receiving tight end once Tyler Conklin's gone, and provide yet another weapon for this Justin Herbert-led offense. Oh yeah, and here's another fun fact. His dad, Oronde Gadsden, played receiver for the Dolphins and actually caught Dan Marino's final touchdown pass. In the 6th round, the Chargers take two guys in Branson Taylor and RJ Mickens. Starting out with Branson Taylor, the offensive tackle out of Pittsburgh. He's got great size at 6'6", 321 pounds, and is a really good athlete with an 8.49 RAS score, highlighted by a 7.4 three-cone time that ranked in the 94th percentile. He's also a 2-year starter at left tackle and right tackle. Definitely a fit in terms of the power gap run scheme the Chargers like to run. He is, however, coming off a knee injury, and with shorter arms, he'll probably move inside the guard and be a depth option for the Chargers once injury starts hitting. Shifting over to RJ Mickens, the safety out of Clemson. He's one of my favorite draft picks by the Chargers, just in terms of sheer value and the quality of player they're getting here in the 6th round. Mickens played 5 years at Clemson and had 75 tackles, 6 TFLs, and 2 interceptions, as well as 7 pass defenses this past year. He's a great tackler with exceptional instincts and is an all-around great football player. However, he doesn't have the elite launch speed at 4.49, but still posted a solid 8.59 RAS. He did spend time on punt coverage team all 5 seasons, so he definitely offers value on Ryan Ficken's special teams unit, which boosts his stock to beat out Tony Jefferson for that safety 4 spot. Moving into our final pick in the 7th round, we got Trikweze Bridges, the defensive back out of Florida. At 6'2", 196, he's a massive corner and led the Gators with 70 tackles, showing his willingness to be physical and help in the run game, as he had 10 run stops by himself. Along with that, he had 2 interceptions, 6 pass defenses, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 tackle for loss. He spent 5 years at Oregon before transferring to Florida for his final year, so actually has crossed paths with Justin Herbert and fellow rookie Tyler Shough, who's now the quarterback for the Saints in 2019. He also has positional flexibility, having started at both safety and corner this past year, giving DC Jesse Minter more freedom to deploy him all around the defense. According to PFF, he had a 29.9 passer rating when targeted and didn't allow a single touchdown over 400 coverage snaps, which ranked 3rd amongst SEC defensive backs. But yeah, I think it's a high upside pick in a tall and physical corner who has versatility in the secondary here in the 7th that can contribute on special teams. But yeah, as a whole, the Chargers had a really solid draft, checking out several needs on the roster while adding depth as well. Overall, I give this draft a B+, as the Chargers didn't really address the trenches as much as I thought they would, especially in the interior O-line, which was a huge reason why they lost to the Texans in the playoffs. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, and let me know what you guys thought of the draft class down in the comments below. Yeah, thanks for watching.